Good morning and welcome to this Chakra Balancing Flow. So what are the chakras within yoga? So the chakras are 7 long lines of energy that come from the base of the spine right to the crown of the head. So because in yoga we talk a lot about internal energy, internal feelings, as much as it's movement through the body, a lot of it is tuning in with what's going on inside our bodies. So these 7 energies of the chakras we're really going to focus on today, and as we go through them I'm going to talk you through what each of them mean and which part of the body it focuses on. So now we're in the middle of January, it's almost the 15th of January, which is said to be the most depressing time of the year, the most depressing day of the year. Why is this? Maybe because we've just come out of Christmas, you've had a nice break, you've had time with the family, maybe financially we're not as stable as we can be. Maybe we spent lots of money on presents and gifts for others. We're back into our normal routine. We're feeling a little bit flat. It's a long month, January as well. A lot of the time it is just waiting for that next payday, and it can really catch up with us with our energy. Also moon phases. We've just had a new moon this week. So all of these different things can affect what's going on in our minds and in our bodies. So we're going to jump in to do this chakra flow today. Come on, get comfy and let's start. Okay, so for this flow, a lot of it's going to be sitting down today. We're going to start by focusing on the root chakra. So the root chakra is right at the base of the spine where the tailbone is, and this is said to help us with survival, i.e. financially, food, water, all the basic needs that we have as humans all sits within our root chakra. It's our absolute foundation as a human and what we need, our physical needs and our emotional needs. It's right at the base of the spine. It works on the rectum, also the legs, the arms and the circulatory system. So for this today, we're going to start in a child's pose and really root down into the mat. So come to the back of the mat, bring your knees nice and wide, and we're just going to fold forward into a child's pose. Quite an active child's pose here, very grounding posture. If you've ever got heavy emotions, if you're feeling angry, sad, depressed, anxious, any of these yin type emotions, we're going to come into a child's pose. Just really melt our stomach towards the floor. Each inhale, taking the belly button towards the floor, expanding it like a balloon. And then every exhale, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, towards the root chakra. Maybe you wish to set an intention. Is there anything you want to let go of? What do you need more of today? What do you want to bring into the next week? Good. If you do find you get emotional in this posture, I really encourage you just to let it go. You're in a safe place. It's a very vulnerable position. It makes us feel cocooned as a human, makes us feel safe. So if you need to release anything, please do so. It's showing up because it's ready to be released. Good. Just take another deep inhale here. And exhale, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Good. And then our next inhale, we're going to bring ourselves up into tabletop and come to sit cross-legged in a seated position on the start of the mat, in the middle of the mat, sorry. We're going to come into a seated twist again. This will work into the root chakra. So we're going to inhale, lifting the spine nice and long, lifting the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to take the left palm to the right knee and the right arm out in front of you. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. And then as we exhale, we're going to sweep that right arm behind us till the fingers come in pyramids in the back of the mat, using those fingertips to keep the spine nice and straight. And then as we exhale, looking over that right shoulder, feel that spinal twist, wringing out the spine like a towel, letting go of any excess baggage or energy within the spine that doesn't need to be there. spine health, the better the range of movement we've got. And again, as you inhale, inflating the belly like a balloon. And as you exhale, twisting to look over that right shoulder. Good, and then our next inhale, we're going to engage our core slightly, lifting ourselves back to center. We're going to do the opposite side. So we're going to take our right palm to the left knee, left arm out in front of us. Really engage the shoulder blade here. Push the fingertips away from you. And then as you exhale, sweeping that left arm behind you till the fingers come into pyramids at the back of the mat. Really sitting up nice and tall in the spine. And then as you exhale, looking over that left shoulder. Carrying on the rhythm of breathing here, rooting down into the floor, focusing on that root chakra, the foundations of being a human being. What do we need? How's our financial needs? How's our physical needs? Take this time to reflect. Notice any tension within the body. Good, and then your next inhale, I'm going to engage the core slightly, ringing the arms up overhead again. And then as we exhale, we're going to take the palms onto the knees. So now we're going to move on to the sacral chakra, which is just below the belly button, the very underneath of the stomach. So this part of the chakra system is to do with connection and ability to accept ourselves and others and new experiences. So if we can totally feel that gut feeling, when it comes down to that saying, gut feeling, what is it that's affecting you? What is it your intuition's trying to tell you? So we're going to come into butterfly pose for the sacral chakra. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees falling down towards the mat, keeping the spine nice and straight. You can bring your palms onto your ankles, using the palms to lift your spine nice and straight. And then as we exhale, we're folding with the hips. So don't hunch at the back, keep the back nice and straight, and just using your hips to guide you forward here. You might feel quite an intense stretch within the hip flexors and the groin here. You can even bring your palms onto your feet. You have the thumbs on the arches of the feet. You even wish to gently massage the arches of the feet if you feel comfortable to do so. Just really connecting with the feet here and the hip flexors. Good, so we're in butterfly pose here. So for the sacral chakra, emotionally it affects our abundance, our self-belief, our well-being, pleasure and sexuality. So if you find that you've got low libido, or maybe you've got too much of a libido, this is all being affected from the sacral chakra, that part just beneath the belly, this area which connects our needs as humans. Also physically, it's our reproductive system, it's our kidneys, it's our bowels, and it's our immune system. So if you ever have any immune system issues, really checking into the sacral chakra. I can do a flow on each of these individual chakras eventually, but this is just a general to balance them all out. Good, keep breathing here. Good, and then your next inhale, we're going to sit back up into a seated position. I'm going to take the legs out in front of us nice and long, just stretching out the hip flexors here. And now we're going to be focusing on the solar plexus. So the solar plexus is just above the belly button, so into the stomach, just below the ribs. It's another part. So the solar plexus and the sacral are very close together, both kind of interfere with the belly. So the solar plexus is to be confident and in control of our life. So that feeling of confidence comes from our solar plexus. So emotionally, it's our self-worth, our self-confidence and our self-esteem. So if you find that any of these areas are affected, come to do a flow focusing on the solar plexus area of the body. And physically, it's the central nervous system, so that fight, flight response, you know, anxiety all comes from the central nervous system. And with this, it's affecting the pancreas, which is another area of the body which releases that hormone, the fight, flight response, and the liver and digestive tract and the skin. So they're all very connected to our emotions, our anxiety, phases of the body. So solar plexus is quite a strong area. It's right beneath the middle of the chakra system. So if we're here, we're going to do half Lord of the Fishes. So we're going to bend the left knee, taking that left foot in towards the chest. So option here, you can keep the foot where it is, or you can cross it over that right leg. So we're taking a nice stretch here down the back of the glute. And from here, we're going to either keep that right leg out long if you wish, entirely up to you, or you can bend the knee, bringing that right foot in towards the left glute. And then we're going to take the right arm, wrapping it round the left leg, pulling it in towards the chest, giving yourself a hug here. And then take the left arm out in front of you, spread the fingertips nice and wide again, engage in that shoulder blade. And then as we exhale, we're going to sweep. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. We're going to sweep that left arm behind us again, fingers in pyramids. Take a nice deep breath in, and then as we exhale, looking over that left shoulder. So similar to a seated twist, but we're feeling it more into the glute here. So as much as it's the glutes that you can feel the stretch in, we're also working the whole digestive area here. As we're turning, we're scrunching the digestive system together, and we're turning at the spine. So we're really crunching all the middle area of the body here, and getting into the glutes, getting into the shoulder blades, really focusing on that solar plexus. Maybe in this position you may ask yourself, how is my self-esteem? How is my self-worth? How do I feel about myself? Use the breath to guide you within this posture. And if we exhale, trying to look a little bit more over that left shoulder. Good, and then your next inhale, we're going to unravel ourselves, bringing our chest back over that left knee, and then just taking our legs back out long in front of us. We'll do the opposite side now. So this time we're going to take the right foot in towards the groin, sitting that spine nice and long. Again, keep the foot where it is, or you can cross it over that left leg. We're going to take the left arm, hugging it in towards that right knee, pulling it in towards the chest. Again, you can keep the left leg long, or you can bring it in towards the glute, entirely up to you. Hugging that leg in. We're going to take the right arm out in front of us, spread the fingertips nice and wide, and then as we exhale, we're going to sweep that right arm behind us, taking the fingers into pyramids in the back of the mat. Keep that spine straight. We're really lengthening through the spine, and then exhale, looking over that right shoulder, really twisting into the spine, the digestive system, feeling it in the glutes, the whole lower body as well. Really getting into the middle region of the body where these chakra systems lay. And again, if you exhale, try to twist a little bit deeper over that right shoulder. Feel that unlocking in the shoulder blades. If we do have any excess adrenaline in the body that's been released from the pancreas, it will sit in the shoulder blades. If you get tension in the shoulders, the more you can twist into the shoulder blades, the more you can release that tension. Good, then our next inhale, we're going to unravel ourselves again, bringing it back to center, taking the legs out nice and long. May wish to just rock on the glutes here, just stretching out into the lower body. Good, so now we're going to move on to the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is our ability to love. It's right in the middle of all the chakra systems. We've got 3 below, 3 above. It's right in the middle, our heart. The more you are open to love, the more you're going to be able to receive in life. So emotionally, it's love, joy, and inner peace. That's the main emotions that we'll feel from the heart chakra. So if it's a little bit blocked, you might be more hunched in the shoulders, more wanting to play yourself small. The more we can open up in the heart, the more we can receive. And it can be quite vulnerable to open up within this area if you're not feeling it. So just notice how it feels for you as an individual. So physically, we're getting into the heart, the lower lungs, the circulatory system, and the immune system. So, you know, the heart is going through all of these different areas, as well as the thymus. So we're going to come into a low lunge for the heart chakra. So we're going to come up into onto our knees, kind of at the back of the mat, and we're going to take the left foot forward first of all. Make sure your knee's in line with the ankle. Got a nice strong position here, so if you move that foot, it's not going to go anywhere. You're kind of pressing the foot into the mat to keep you stable. Knee and ankle's one long line, so you're not coming over the knee, you're not behind it. Really protecting the knee joint here, and you'll feel a stretch down the right quad here at the same time. So taking it into low lunge, we're going to inhale, keeping the spine nice and straight, and then as we exhale, we're going to bend into that front knee. So if you find that the knee comes over the ankle, just walk that foot forward slightly, keeping that alignment. At the same time, we're going to take our arms out into a cactus shape, and then as we exhale, we're going to bend back. We can either take the fingertips together, interlace the palms, opening up into the shoulders, the heart, at the same time bending forward, opening the chin towards the ceiling. And if we exhale, bending a little bit deeper into that front knee, feel that opening in the heart. Good. If we inhale, pulling the belly button away from you, and if we exhale, pulling the belly in towards the spine. Noticing how this feels for your heart. How does it feel emotionally? Does this feel quite easy? Does it feel quite challenging? Notice how it feels for you. Good, then our next inhale, we're going to bring our palms back onto our hips, frame that left foot and take that foot back into a tabletop, and we'll swap over this time. So we're going to take the right foot forward, lifting up into a low lunge. Make sure that the knee is in line with the ankle again. Just check that alignment. You can walk the foot forward, keeping that knee in line with the ankle. And as we inhale, we're going to bring more air into the lungs. And then as we exhale, take it into cactus arms, keeping the arms where they are, or interlacing the fingertips, pulling them away from you, getting into the heart and the chest here. At the same time, bending into that right knee. Notice if there's any difference on either side or if it's the same. Can you feel that stretch down the left quad also? Good. You may wish to take a lion's breath here as you inhale. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, stick the tongue out. Force the air out the throat. Do that again if you wish. Take a deep inhale and exhale, lion's breath. Good. And then our next inhale, we're going to frame that right foot, taking it back into a tabletop again. This time we're going to come into the throat chakra. So for this one, we're going to come into some head rolls. So come to sit again on the middle of our mat. So yeah, we're getting into the throat here. So we've done the heart, we've done the lower part of the spine. We're now getting into the throat region. So the throat chakra is our ability to communicate. So if there's anything that you're holding back on, maybe you don't feel safe to speak your truth, you don't feel safe to say how you really feel, this can manifest in throat infections, maybe speaking quieter, maybe like your head's more facing down. It can really affect the whole throat region of the body. So yeah, emotionally, it's communication, it's self-expression of our feelings, and it's our truth. So, you know, communicating what it is that's really going on for us, how we're feeling. Maybe something's irritated us and we're not talking about it, we're not telling anyone, maybe it's hard to, all these things can affect our throat chakra, and physically it's our thyroid. So you've got your thyroid glands. You know, if you ever notice more swelling here within the throat, could be that it's the body manifesting itself in a way because you've got an emotional reaction, and then the body's trying to work around it, trying to help it. Also the respiratory system and the teeth. So if you grind your teeth at night, could be a sign that you're stressed. Maybe you're not speaking your truth. Maybe something's really irritating you and you're not dealing with it, you're not communicating it. It can affect grinding of the teeth. And the vocal cords. So again, throat infections, maybe not speaking loudly, maybe mumbling, you know, all these kind of things affect how we communicate. So for the throat chakra, we're going to do some head rolls. So we're going to take the chin down towards the chest, and then we're going to rotate the chin towards the right shoulder, taking the chin up towards the ceiling, chin towards the left shoulder, and then chin towards the chest. So taking it nice and slow, doing this 3 times in one direction, noticing how it feels within your neck, within the throat. When you bring your chin up, how does it feel with the throat completely opening like that? As you take the chin to the side, can you feel the neck muscles working on each side of the neck? Also, when the chin's toward the chest, can you feel the back of the spine here? Is there any niggles, any pain? Noticing how it feels within the throat region of the body. And then once you've done it 3 times in one direction, we'll go the opposite way. So taking it back up towards the ceiling, chin towards the right shoulder, chin towards the chest. So yeah, carry this on for 3 full circles in your own time, noticing any tension within the neck. Good, and then the next time you've done all 3 circles, so your chin comes back down towards the chest, we're going to gently lift our head back to center. Brilliant. And then we're going to come into lion's breath, what we gently touched on in the last posture. So lion's breath is really particularly good for the throat. So what we're doing is we're bringing loads of air into the lungs, we're sucking in as much air as we can, and then as we exhale, we're pushing it out the throat. We're sticking the tongue out, we're releasing that air through the throat rather than the nostrils. So we're clearing that energy system. So we're going to take a deep inhale, feel that belly button pulling away from you. Hold the breath. Exhale, lion's breath. Really push it out through the chest. Don't worry if you feel silly. We're going to do it again. So deep inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale, lion's breath. Excellent. One more round here. Deep inhale. Hold the breath. Last one. Give it all you've got. Exhale, lion's breath. Feel the belly work. Excellent. Release through the throat chakra. Good. So now we're going to come into one last posture for the throat chakra, which is fish pose. So really hanging out into the neck and the throat here. If you've got any particular neck tension, maybe don't do it, but notice how it, well, you can give it a go, but if it's really tender, then don't do it. Just watch what we do, and then when it does feel okay, give it a go. So we're going to come with the legs flat out on the short edge of the mat, coming down as if we're lying on our backs, but we're propped up into our elbows. So our palms are flat onto the mat, elbows are engaged, and then from here, as we exhale, we're going to bring our head back. So we're balancing on our elbows here, head comes back down towards the floor. If we can lower down onto our head here, pushing up into the elbows. You can point the toes away from you, just feel that change of blood flow in the head and the neck. So you can keep your head down on the floor if that feels comfortable, or you can just be on your elbows looking back. Good. If it feels too far away to bring your head down onto the floor. You can use a block like so. You can take the palms onto the buttocks, just pushing up with the elbows, resting our head, looking back. Feel that opening in the throat, pointing the toes at the same time, pushing the chest up towards the ceiling. Feel that nice stretch in the neck. Good, so hold it for one more deep breath here. Good, and when you're ready, if your head's all the way back on the mat, gently lift up, use the elbows to lift you up. It's a lot of weight onto the head, and then gently coming up into a seated again. You might find a slight head rush here because we've brought all the blood flow to the opposite direction of the head, really getting into the brain here. It's quite good for just changing that blood flow there, get the brain oxygen and blood flow to the brain. So we've done a little tiny bit of an inversion there, so just take a second here, take a breather, and then we're going to come into the third eye chakra. So for this one, we're going to come into cat-cow. So come into tabletop position, into our hands and knees. Make sure your wrists are in line with the shoulders, knees are in line with the hips. So just have a look down, make sure you're all in alignment. Really spread the fingertips wide, press the palms into the floor so they're kind of keeping your balance here. Engage the core slightly just to protect our lower back, and we're going to come into a cat-cow. So as we inhale, we're going to drop the belly towards the floor, lifting our chin towards the ceiling, shoulder blades towards the ears, looking up. And then as we exhale, we're going to push the ground away from us, arching at the spine, belly comes in towards the spine. So we're not bending the elbows at all, we're just using our pelvis, tucking it in and out. Okay, and then as we inhale, we're going to drop the belly, arching and making a smiley face with the spine, looking up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, pushing the ground away from you, arching at the back, belly button in towards the spine. Good, so we're going to continue with that in your own rhythm, just doing it a couple of times here, just noticing how it feels within the spine, the belly, the shoulders, the chest, the neck, just really working into this whole area of the body. So this is balancing out the third eye chakra. So this is our ability to focus on and see the bigger picture. So what's going on? So the third eye is right in between the eyebrows. It sits on the space between the eyebrows. It's our intuition, our imagination, our wisdom, and it's our ability to think and make decisions. So it affects the pituitary gland, the eyes, and the senses. So, you know, imagination's a big thing. If you can really vision things in life, and then you can work on the other chakras, you can build on your self-belief, it can start to really change your whole life. So the third eye is such a powerful part of the chakra system. You know, keep that imagination going. You know, it's there for a reason. It's your soul's calling. Good. So when you come back to a tabletop position, we're just going to sit back onto our heels for a second here, just stretching the backs of the feet. If this is really uncomfortable, you can untuck the toes and come to sit down. If you've got quite tight hip flexors or it's uncomfortable, you can sit on a block or a blanket or something in between. So just chill out here for a second, stretching off into the feet. Good. Just take a breath here. So we're going to come into camel pose, which is good for the third eye as well. So from sitting on our heels, we're going to lift up onto our knees. You can untuck the toes here, or you can keep the toes tucked, however it feels for you. We're going to place our palms onto our lower back, and then as we inhale, we're going to lift our chin towards the ceiling, take a slight back bend here, and then we're opening up through the throat, the chest, and the third eye center here, in between the eyebrows. So you can stay here, just taking a gentle back bend, noticing how it feels in the knees. If there's any pain, just come out of it. Or if you would like to take it some more, noticing how it feels in the body, you can take the palms down onto the heels if you got your toes tucked under. Opening up some more into the throat, the chest, and the third eye. Good, and our next inhale, we're going to lift back up onto our knees, bring our palms onto our lower back, sitting back down onto our knees, taking a break here, quite intense in the front of the body, that one, really opening up through the whole front half of the chakra system. So a lot of these postures are interlinked, so they might not just work on one chakra, they might work on a couple of them, but we're just focusing on one or two per chakra today. So we're going to come on to the last chakra, which is the crown. So the crown chakra sits right on the top of the head, and we're going to come to sit on our bums again with the legs crossed. And I'll just talk you through this one before we come into the posture. So the crown chakra is our ability to be fully connected spiritually. So when our minds and bodies are in tune, everything flows. It feels like a big long line of alignment. So think about it. You've had days where everything just flows well and you think, oh, this is great, everything's all going well. And, you know, to get everything fully balanced, it's a lot of self-awareness, it's a lot of self-practice, it's a lot of working on external and internal situations to keep that alignment. And it's something that we're always trying to balance, things go in and out of alignment all the time, but the more we can balance it, the better it's going to be for overall well-being. So for our crown, emotionally, it's our inner and outer beauty, our connection to our spirit, and pure bliss. So how we feel internally and externally in terms of our appearance, things that we see around us, nature, our environment, how, you know, beautiful that feels for us. Is it messy? Can we change it? All these kind of things will affect our crown chakra. So it's kind of right at the top of the crown, and you can say that it's like an energy system that's within your little bubble, you know, and we have that saying, don't burst my bubble. Well, this is your bubble of energy, which kind of sits on the crown chakra. And this physically affects our pineal glands, our brain, and our nervous system. So our nervous system, if this comes out of alignment, it can affect everything that we do in our life, maybe fear, what we're doing, like with our careers, things like that. If our nervous system's out of alignment, we're maybe not taking the actions that we truly want to because something doesn't feel right. So working on the crown chakra can really help to balancing everything out. So for the crown chakra, we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So take the knees out to the side as wide as you can comfortably. Notice how it feels in the hips and the glutes here and the groin. So it's quite a really intense area to stretch. This is the hardest area of the whole body to fully open up. You know, this sits where our root chakra is as well, our hips, our groin, all this connects every part of our body. So to really release it, you're not just releasing it physically, it could be a lot of emotional tension that's held within our body and it's stopping us from feeling more at ease. So we're just going to work on that today. We're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So we're going to keep our back nice and straight, palms just below our knees or just above. And then we're going to take our palms in between our knees, and as we exhale, we're going to start to walk the palms gently away from us, noticing how that feels within the groin, within the hips. So folding forward as much or as little as you can, just noticing that feeling within the hips. Keep breathing here. Every exhale, trying to walk the hips a little bit closer towards the floor. Feel that stretch all the way down the legs and the hip area. Good. You may wish to take your palms down towards your shins if you can, or keep them in between the knees, or take them onto the toes, just gently bringing our hips forward. So how does this posture balance out the crown chakra? Because it's right on the base of the root, it's working its way all the way up the whole chakra system, also getting down the legs. It's clearing that energy shift throughout the whole body here. It's quite an intense stretch. Even me, myself, I'm still working on my own flexibility and mobility here. I can't go that far. I've still got a lot of tension within my own hips. So it's a process, it doesn't happen overnight. Just notice how it feels within your own body. Good. And then your next inhale, we're going to walk our palms back towards our glutes. Take the feet in between on the mat. Feet flat on the mat. We're going to bring our palms down on either side of us, and we're just going to take some windscreen wipers with the feet, just stretching off the hips here. Good. We'll finish on a standing posture here. Since we've gone from the ground up, we'll come to stand at the top of the mat into our crown chakra balancing. So come to the top of the mat, feet hip width apart into mountain pose. So really spread the toes wide, placing the pinky toe down first, all the way up to the big toe, really rooting into the feet. So if you're to balance on your heels and your toes, you're not going to fall over, really keeping that balance in the feet. Good. And we're going to engage the core slightly, lift the shoulders up and back, lifting the chin, feel that long line of energy from our root chakra up to the crown. Engage the core here, the mula bandha, the whole belly region. Feel the muscles working here. You can bend the knees slightly, tucking the pelvis in to protect the lower back. Good. I'm going to take a big inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead, taking the palms together at the top of the head, and then as we exhale, taking a slight back bend here, really getting into that full chakra system. Good. Notice how it feels in the lower back, bending the knees as much as you need to. Good. And then inhale, lifting back to center, and then exhale, coming down to standing. We'll finish with a couple of minutes Shavasana here. So come down onto your mat. You can either come to lay flat with the legs out as wide as the mat, arms facing on either edge of the mat. You can have the palms down if you're feeling like you need more grounding, or you can have the palms facing up if you feel more open to receiving. No right or wrong, just however it feels for your body. So we can stay here in Shavasana, or if you want to get a little bit more of a change of the blood flow, we can take legs up the wall, or in my case, legs up the bed. So bring our hips to the wall, just a little bit further away from the wall so we can lie down onto our back, flipping our legs up, and then coming to the wall, bringing your bum back onto the wall. You can take your legs up, just allow them to hang here, allow that blood flow to change. Or if you're like me, you haven't got a full wall, you can just hang the legs over the bed. Wherever you're at for your Shavasana, we're just going to become completely heavy here, thinking about all the chakras that we've worked on today, starting from the root of our chakras, the area that focuses on our foundations, our basic human needs, financially, physically, emotionally. Is there anything within this chakra that's out of alignment? Anything you need to focus on at this part of your life? Think about financially. How do you feel financially? Do you feel there's a lot more work to be done? Do you feel comfortable? Just take this moment to notice what comes up in your mind, connecting with your mind and body. And then thinking about our sacral chakra. Thinking about how willing we are to accept new experiences that we've blocked in this position. Is there anything that makes us feel afraid? This chakra sits right underneath the belly button. It can affect our gut health. What are you not allowing into your life? And what makes you feel amazing? What experiences have you brought into your life that you're so grateful for? Yeah, and then we'll take it into the solar plexus chakra, the area just above the belly button, below the lower ribs. Another chakra which is located within the belly region. This area is responsible for being confident in our abilities. To listen to that intuition, that gut feeling that we hear. It sits within the solar plexus. What is your intuition telling you that you're not working on? The more we ignore our intuition, the smaller we become, and the more unhappy we become. And then taking it up into our heart chakra, our ability to feel love, joy, all the positive emotions, right in the center of all the chakra systems. How much love do you allow into your life? What love are you blocking? Where are you in fear mode rather than love mode? Good, then taking it up into the throat chakra, our ability to communicate. How open are we to communicating? What are we holding back on? What are we good at doing? Take this moment to reflect on your throat chakra. Notice how it feels within the neck, any tension, any swollen glands, any throat infections. It can all be a sign that we're not speaking our truth. Taking it up into the third eye, the bit in between our eyebrows, our intuition, our vision, this area that connects us to our brains, to our minds, to our soul. What visions have we got that we're not acting on? Could it be a self-worth block? Could it be self-confidence? Maybe this is connected to another chakra within the body. Working on breath work, releasing, journaling, communicating with our minds. And then taking it into our last chakra, the crown chakra, our ability to be fully connected spiritually, physically, when all the chakras are aligned, our energy bubble on the outside of our bodies that we can't see but we know it's there. How is our energy bubble? Are we giving off any negative energy? Are we positive? It's okay to be either. It's just a case of understanding our own bodies, our own minds, our own blocks. And just sit with this feeling of all the chakras lined up in the body, how it feels to be fully aligned, how it feels to be out of alignment. Noticing how this is for you. If there's any visions coming up within this Shavasana, really focus on what they are. This opportunity to be still in a meditative state allows our minds to become fully active rather than being blocked out by physical motions that we do, we can sit with our minds, sit with our fantasies, sit with what we need to do spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And then gently starting to bring our awareness back into the body. Maybe gently wiggling the fingers and the toes, rotating the ankles and the wrists. Noticing how the temperature of the body feels. Maybe the hands and feet have gone cold. Maybe they've gone hot. Notice this energy release in the body. Good. You may wish to take an overhead stretch. If you're laid flat on the mat, take your arms and legs above you. If you've got your legs up the wall, you may wish to stretch the ankles, feeling that stretch in the backs of the calves, flexing the toes, either way. Good. Taking the ear from one side, then the other, feeling into the sides of the neck. Good, then when you're ready, we're going to bring our knees in towards our chest, giving ourselves one big hug here. Thanking ourselves for showing up today, thanking our bodies and minds for being so connected. Good, and when you're ready, gently rolling over onto any one side. And just cocooning yourself here on the floor for another breath or two before we start to waken up. Good, then when you're ready, gently pressing ourselves up into a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed here, allowing our body to slowly reawaken. Placing the palms onto the knees with the eyes closed. Feel that energy shift within the body. Good, then our next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead, sweeping that energy bubble, taking the palms together, taking the palms to heart center. We're going to gently rub the palms together, create some heat into the palms. And then we're going to place the palms on top of our closed eyelids. Feel that heat coming into the eye sockets. You may notice a colour here, you may not. I can definitely see a colour of blue, which means a particular energy system that's being highlighted to me. Good, gently blinking the eyes open here. We're going to take the palms away from our face, taking our palms together. Placing our palms in between the eyebrows to our third eye. May I think kind thoughts. Taking our thumbs to our lips. May I speak kind words. Taking our thumbs to heart center, the heart chakra. May I feel with love. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope it's done something for you. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know. I don't know if you don't tell me, so it'd be really nice to hear from you and to connect. Have a fantastic day. I really hope that's balanced you out. Namaste. Thank you so much. See you again soon.